Hey guys, it's Judy from Nutrition with Judy. Alright, thanks for joining me today. Please make sure to subscribe, hit the bell. This allows me to provide you more free content. Okay, so today is a video that I recorded back when we did our weekend carnivore girls trip. I didn't post it because I didn't think it was appropriate while the whole COVID stuff happened right after the trip. But, I think as we are starting to open up cities, I feel that it is more appropriate to share. But I hope it shows you that as women, we can continue to have community and have friendships that are much more beyond just eating meat. Hey guys, it's Judy from Nutrition with Judy, and today I have a special co-host with me. Hi guys, I'm Laura. So today we have a very special episode for you guys. We are going to talk to 3 carnivore women, or 4, in person.
This weekend we are so excited to hang out together and enjoy some community support by hanging out with lots of carnivore women. So Lisa and Kelly and Judy and I were able to sit down this afternoon and actually film a video together and eat some steaks.
All right, let's get right into the video. You can't really see them, but we are doing Carnivore 75 hard.
Here, wait, there's light.
At 11 at night. Yeah. Look at who it is.
Hi. Hi.
Okay, we're gonna go for our outdoor walk. Good. So I am with these 3 lovely carnivore ladies, and I'll have them quickly introduce themselves. So maybe we get started with Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kelly Hogan, and I started carnivore back in 2009 when I found zeroing in on health. I was having a lot of health issues myself, and I ended up losing 120 pounds, and I'm never going back. And I'm on Instagram at Kelly_Hogan91, and I love these ladies.
I'm Lisa Wiedemann. I'm an optometric physician. I've been in practice for 30 years. I've been a carnivore for 11 years. I met Kelly 10 years ago on Zeroing In on Health, and I more recently met Laura through this whole carnivore journey, and we're just having a blast together eating meat. And I can be found on Instagram at Carnivore Doctor.
Hi guys, I'm Laura and I am the baby. I've only been doing carnivore for almost 2 years now, but keto was not working for me. There was too many triggering foods on keto and I just couldn't, stick with it. I yo-yoed too much, so I switched to carnivore and was finally able to lose the 120 pounds. We're 120 pound twins, and keep it off, maintain it, and really start to address some of my issues with food, and have been able to find this happy balance and eat a lot of steaks. You can find me on Instagram or on YouTube at Laura E. Spath.
Okay, so the first question I wanted to ask you guys is, what do you guys love the most about the carnivore way of eating?
Meat.
Ribeyes, is that an answer?
Steak.
Grilled steak.
Yes.
I think beef would be a consensus.
Craving nothing else day to day, all day, to me, being a slave to all of the other foods out there. That if I'm full of really good meat, then nothing else is like nagging me all day. That's been the best part for me. It's just really easy for me to do it.
So for me, I'd say definitely that is a huge part, but I'm going to add in just the ease of it, just the shopping part of it, the cooking and prep part and the cleanup. It's just so simple. There's no side dishes, there's no waste, and everything just very, very simple once you get into your groove of this is the way you feel good, and it's just the simplicity of it is great.
Definitely, I agree with both those things, and I just love feeling full, right? I'm somebody who used to eat a whole pizza and a pint of ice cream, and so trying to live on this restrictive number of calories or counting all those things was so overwhelming for me, and I always just felt hungry all the time. And so the fact that I can just eat as much steak as I want in a sitting makes me feel very full, and I feel satisfied, and then I am not hungry for a really long time again.
And having carnivores over to my house this weekend is the easiest thing ever. I did not need to go make any sides.
Right.
I didn't need to go stock the liquor cabinet. I literally just went and bought some, already had water, and then went and bought 5 ribeyes. The end. That's it.
The only thing you have to worry about is what temperature somebody likes their steak. Medium, rare.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm just gonna teach them how to cook them.
Yes, that's true. The steaks are so thick this time that I'm not quite sure how to fix a steak like that. So
I got you, girl.
Laura,
I got you.
yes,
We got you
she's
covered.
here. Yeah.
So one question I get asked a lot is about food obsession, right? So we think about food all the time. When is our next meal? And this is, again, before being carnivore. So when is my next meal? How many calories can I eat in my next meal to kind of fit this perfect diet? So ever since going carnivore, well, did you guys have those types of obsessive thoughts prior to carnivore? And then how are your thoughts now when it comes to food, meal times, meal planning, etc.?
Well, I was thinking about this last night when I was stopping at a gas station. We were in Charlotte last night, and I don't normally travel a lot. It's so, as Laura pointed out, I'm a little sheltered when it comes to travel. But I was in Charlotte and I was gassing up the car, and I thought, this used to have been a time when I'd be like, oh, I need to go inside and get a snack. Something about gas stations that are new. A new gas station used to be such a trigger for me.
Yeah.
And it was all the time like, oh, I need to go find some new snacks and some new drinks, some new waters, or not waters. And last night it's like, I am literally just gonna gas up my car. And that's such a difference from the first many years of my life. A gas station is now just for gas. That's crazy.
I do travel a lot, and so when I was traveling before, it was always like, when am I going to eat? Where am I going to eat? How am I going to get food? How am I going to get enough food? Because I would just eat all day and graze through the airports. Same thing. Every time I would spend so much money at the airports and just eating so often. And so I think I'm still working on this like complete freedom. I'm feeling much better. I feel resolved. I have some of those thoughts come in, but usually there's nothing that a really fresh grilled steak can't fix. And I look at them who have 10 years on me and are of carnivory, and I'm excited to see how I can continue to heal and grow the longer that I do this.
Yeah, for me, I just think the thought process that I am an absolute abstainer. I can't moderate it, and just having that in my head that looking at any sort of processed food, carb, or sugar is got to be looking at it as if it's a drug. Cocaine, heroin, I just can't put it in my body, because for me, I just know from so many years of suffering that that's just not an option. And people don't realize how addictive this stuff really is, and they don't look at it as a drug, but for many of us, I'm sure many of you also realize that when you try to give it up, you have to white knuckle it through that craving period, and get over it, and then you have to change your mindset and just actually look at it like, I don't want it. I know the way it made me feel.
You know, there's some people that do carnivore and they maybe have 5% of plants, right? And maybe it's the avocado or maybe some of the, you know, vegetable oils. Do you believe that there are some individuals that can eat that way and still do carnivore?
I think for me, the thought of that is, I think everybody has to be their own experiment and their own journey. And if you really are really wanting to put things like that in your diet and you try it, then totally fine if you are tolerant of it. And you'll find out soon enough. If it's a slippery slope into other carbs and then sugar, then you'll know the answer. But I don't ever restrict anybody who I coach into saying, oh, you have to be carnivore, because you know, everybody's their own experiment and everybody has their own journey to live, and you'll figure it out. But very quickly you'll figure it out if it leads you down the wrong path.
Could you tell, we have a friend named Jennifer, we'll just leave it at that. Jennifer, we love you, but tell them, what did Jennifer say?
She said somebody had asked her, does anybody here do 90% carnivore? And her answer was 90% is excruciating. 100% is much easier and has much more than 10% more benefits, right? She said it better than that, but essentially that's everything to me. When I was in that line between keto and carnivore, I would think, oh, I could have a macadamia nut, which would turn into handfuls and more, and then I was grabbing the kids' snacks, and then the next thing you know, I'm sniffing jars of peanut butter as my, you know, it's a real thing, or I was eating peanut butter. Once I cut everything out and went 100%, the freedom from that, the permission went away to have other foods, and it's you have so many more benefits. That last 10% is the huge gap, and it was life-changing for me. That statement, Jennifer, was life-changing for me.
And I felt the same. I had been almost carnivore for 5 years. I was almost carnivore, but I feel like, is that even a thing, almost carnivore? Because it was such a stark difference when I really gave up that last little bit and fully, it's like the freedom piece that I said was my favorite part. I didn't have that at all during those 5 years. It was worse, really. It was like just little tiny hits of that drug. And so, yeah, I'm sure there are people who have the gut health to handle small amounts of plants. There are obviously people who have the gut health to handle more than small amounts. They're doing okay. But for me, that last bit of plants and sweeteners, it made all the difference.
Well, from your experience being carnivorous for 10 years, what have you seen from that population of people? I mean, could people do the 5% plants and succeed, or?
I haven't worked with a lot of those people, honestly. If I have, then they're the group that I'm with the most, which is the Facebook group.
Right.
We don't keep in any plants. We don't talk about eating plants, so I don't even know. That's not my people. The 5%ers, they're not my people. We are, you know, total carnivore. So I don't know. I live with a guy, but my husband James, he's not eating 5% plants. He's eating more like 50% junk, and he's getting away with it right now. And maybe, you know, heavens, I hope he always does. But at some point, he may end up having to go closer and closer to this. But I don't know, do y'all work a lot with people who are still eating plants?
I have people who say, you know, I'm mainly carnivore, but I have this, and then they go on to tell me the continued problems they have, and I say, well, cut out everything else. Do an elimination trial. Do it for 90 days. I always say 90 days. I don't think 30 days is enough to really certain anything. So do it for 90 days. And then after that, see what your results are and move on from there. But I think the majority of time for the people that come to this for their specific reason, there's a reason why they really should be 100% carnivore, and at least try that first and then go from there.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who does keep some plants and is happy with their results in the way that they feel 100%, or isn't still struggling with that. So, I mean, I don't do coaching, but just from the people that ask questions or that, you know, mention that, I think that's the biggest thing, is nobody's really truly feels that freedom until you're able to eliminate everything. And that's especially how it was for me.
What would allow people to kind of make this sustainable
make it a lifelong thing?
I'll go first on that one because that way you can think a little longer because it looks like you have to ponder this.
Yeah, thanks.
But for me, important for me, and I actually feel important for everyone in this is just having your community or your tribe of like-minded people who have come to this for their why, whatever their reason is. We have our tribe here. Love you guys. But it's just so important to have people to talk to, people to bounce ideas off of, people to ask questions to. And this is really not mainstream. And you're not going to be in social gatherings where people are going to talk with you about this. And you don't want to feel isolated and alone in it. So just jump online. The internet's amazing. And I was just talking to these lovely ladies last night. And I said, thank God for the computer and the internet. Because I don't feel like I'll get choked up about it. But I don't feel like probably none of us would be in the position we're in right now and feel as good as we do without having met our tribe.
Yeah, I think that's huge, the support. I don't know that I would have ever made it myself in the beginning days if it weren't for you and Charles and some of the others who took me under their wing, so it is really important. I would say just don't be afraid to really eat a big meal of the meat that you love. Don't be afraid of that. I think it feels so wrong. Just eat a big meal of meat that you love and then go do something else. Live your life and be happy until you're hungry again. It might be several hours, it might not be several hours when you're new, but like don't be scared to really enjoy a big meal of meat that you love. You know, I see so many folks who start and they're holding back, they're hungry, they're scared, they just eat some meat.
Exactly. I think, wait, nobody said liver yet, right? No. Oh.
No,
so that comes to my point is eat the meat that you love and that you can afford, right? I have I eat meat from the grocery stores, I eat meat what's on sale, and I don't eat meat if it doesn't sound good to me. So personally, I don't eat organs because that doesn't sound good to me. But you know, I think that's the best place to start, and then over 6 months later, figure out, is there something wrong? Do I need to add something to optimize? How is my health? And reevaluate. But for the first 6 months, just eat what you love and what you can afford. And then that's probably where we've all been for the last 2, 12, and 10 years.
Okay, well, we ladies need to get ready and eat some delicious steak. So thank you again, Kelly, for hosting us.
You're welcome.
And if you guys want to just say bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
I keep trying to get us lost and giving Judy bad directions, but thankfully she's not listening to me. We are leaving. We had a wonderful afternoon. Laughed, we cried. It's time to go home. Okay, last goodbye lunch. Lots of burger patties.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We had a great time doing it. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. And
like Judy says, make sure to eat a lot of meat and take care of your body because it's the only place that you have to live.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Do your thing.
Hi guys, I'm Laura. What do you mean? What do you want to know? What's your vision? What do you wish to say?
It's the
This is the behind the scenes.
So today we have a special video episode, right?
So I'm really excited. You can find me on Instagram or on YouTube with Laura E. Snyder. Or that was my maiden name. So hang on, let me say that part again.
Let me see.
We are at Kelly's house, and she got us some giant steaks.
Yep.
These, why am I yelling? Okay, let's do it again. This is just one of those weekends where you're reminded how important community is. You know, this was my first time meeting any of these ladies, and yet I feel like I've known them my whole life. You know, none of us would have met if it wasn't for Carnivore or social media or each of us sharing our stories and this community bringing us together. And, you know, my life has forever been changed because of these women, and they are lifelong friends that I am, you know, fiercely excited to know and blessed to have them a part of my life.